the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the AMD Ryzen and Windows 11 present the Challenger Series by the Esports Club, powered by Crucial. We are back with another set of best of three games as, well, this time it is for the lower side of the same wildcard qualifier. We've got True Rippers going up against Anaadi Army, and this is for them to see who can come out on top to get that slot next to Team Punished, who, by the way, had an impressive 2-0 beating against the side of August. Exactly. It was a pretty good, matchup on the 4:30 p.m. match, but now here we are to see whether or not True Rippers with their, slightly changed up squad can actually take on the Anaadi Army. What do you think, CCV?
Yeah, True Rippers, I wouldn't call what they've gone through a rough patch. It's just a series of unfortunate events that's led them to be in this position. Back in the first qualifiers, they had to unfortunately forfeit their match. I believe it was against Revenant Esports. And because of the fact that True Rippers just unfortunately didn't have enough players, they were having a couple of player issues and there wasn't enough to fill up a roster. So that's why they had no choice but to give up that spot. Same problem in the second qualifiers, they couldn't register for that as well. However, by giving up their spot to Revenant, they still secured a third and fourth position. Now, had True Rippers not been able to fulfill a roster right here, the next team in that fifth and sixth place from the first qualifiers would have been playing against Anaadi Army. But thankfully, for the side of True Rippers, Gaurang has been brought in as their newest member, and they are here. But there are many doubts, universe. For True Rippers, the biggest doubt is, does the team still hold as strongly as they were previously? I think everyone can understand that such events must have taken a toll on the players, mentally, getting in a new team, new environment, new attitude, everything must have some effect. So it's we all just have to wait and watch what happens in this matchup where True Rippers will be playing up against Anaadi Army, another team who've been looking very good. But yesterday, they got handed a brutal defeat from the side of Reckoning Esports. So now we see the schedule of the Challenger Series. We have our first day of the wildcard events here. We've already gone through our initial matchup. We have just seen, Team Punish take the win against August. Now, second matchup is here, and tomorrow we'll have a couple more games, which will eventually decide who will be the final team moving on forward from the wildcards, from the qualifiers, and completing the 8 team slots that we have for the group stages. And 25th of July to the 30th of July, 5 days. 8 teams against each other, battling it out, match after match after match, day after day after day, non-stop Valorant action, all to determine which will be the top 4 best teams in South Asia moving on forward to play in the LAN event at the Esports Club Arena, taking place in Bangalore, 12th, 13th and 14th of August.
Yeah, indeed. This qualifier has, these qualifiers have been pretty ecstatic. And given that the wild card as well coming along this side has given a couple of teams the chances that they thought they wouldn't be getting. And with that, every time that these guys have tried to, come to the final stage, get themselves a little ahead of the curve, but haven't been able to do so, have showcased here that they can do much better. In the case of one team being Team Punished, who did come through pretty far. And them having finished the third and fourth position now has led them to defeat Team August pretty convincingly. And it shows that these guys have got what it takes to be in that top 8, right? And to top it all off, we still have 2 more games to go. One today, which is the one right now. And the winner of this match will be facing off Team Punished tomorrow in the wildcard final to see who it is going to go through from that one wildcard spot towards the top 8. So far, so it does look like, True Rippers have had their ups and downs, and Anaadi Army have looked more consistent, at least in terms of their
Yeah,
performances. They have been able to stick together as a team, give a lot more, competition in terms of when it comes to them having played with a lot more experienced teams across their two qualifier journeys. And True Rippers, they had, kind of not the best journeys across here. And to add on to the fact that now they've had to, get another player as well. It was Ember at first, but then Ember had to take a leave, and now we've got Gorang in here, who's not had much time with the team as well. So
exactly.
I'm not completely convinced by what True Rippers can do. Anadi Army do have the upper hand of team chemistry, but I still believe that True Rippers are among, one of the best organizations out there. They've always been in contention for the top four of any tournament, but in their recent form, it's dipped down a little. Let's hope that this is a rejuvenation, period for them.
Absolutely, for the side of True Rippers, this has to be a stepping stone because if they win here, if they win tomorrow, and they do manage to go into the group stages, they will be facing off against the 7 best teams that are there
Yep.
in South Asia. So even there, they have to buckle up. They have to make sure that they are at the best of their performances. But these matches, they can be that part of improvement. They can be, the matches that will help True Rippers get back in their form apart from just their regular board reviews and
Yep.
practice sessions and dry run scrims, whatever, all that.
Yep.
But with that being said and done, these matches are not going to be easy. Today, very well, first let's have a look at the veto and then we can talk over what the general flow of this entire matchup is going to be. Because the map veto right here, first map chosen by the side of True Rippers makes a lot of sense, why they've gone here. True Rippers, again, generally they've looked pretty strong here with the recent roster changes. Never really know. Gorong always likes to go for that Astra. He really prefers the controller. Does that fit in with the rest of the team? Well, we'll wait and watch. But for the side of Anaadi Army, Haven has been a particular weakness of theirs. We saw them very recently, day before yesterday, against the side of Win Streak Esports. And Anaadi, even though they did end up winning the best of three, they lost this map. 9-13 was the final score. Anaadi were playing with a Killjoy. They had the Astra as well. Yes, the double initiator was there, but I think it was me casting alongside Aggressive. And Aggressive had, really pointed out that Trist on the KJ just wasn't working. Trist got many kills, but every single time that KJ utility got shut down. And for the time being, in this current meta, the chamber just looks so much more promising on this map. But that's enough for Haven. Ascent is where I think Anaadi Army will have a far, far better fight against the likes of True Rippers. Yes, True Rippers have been strong here in the past, but again, we will preface the same point as we have been saying. You never really know what their form is looking like right now. That will only be decided after the first couple of maps. So in my eyes, yeah, to an extent, I do see this going to Icebox. But if any team really steps up to the platter and plays in their best form possible, like making little to no mistakes, we can very well see a 2-0. Which team gets the 2-0? Like I said, it's on the shoulders of the team that just plays better.
Yeah, I do believe that, Haven is also a map that Anadi Army are not going to have trouble with. They have picked attack on it, which means they kind of know what they're doing. And it's one of Iron Q's, I would say go-to maps. He really kind of does like it. And the fact that he has, this very knack, a very good knack for playing both the jet and the chamber, which is probably going to be, the composition that they go for. They're going to go for the chamber. They're going to have one duelist at the bare minimum, which, on Haven should be tending to be towards Neon, given that you have a chamber and you need a little bit of a speed agent who can run around with speed all the time, not just dash away. But that doesn't end up being the case. Let's find out though what they're going for. It usually has been the chamber that INQ does find on Haven, and I think that he is going to be a prime factor in deciding the game of Haven, if at all it is, Anadi armies to take. But overall, this does look like a 3-game map for me, and Icebox is a map that I think True Rippers are very comfortable with. So even if this does go to a 3-map game, I think that True Rippers are not going to be disappointed, because Icebox yet again is a map that they will have, in their grasp. So
Yeah.
let's see how it goes on. I think Haven is probably going to be the most volatile map out of these three, because True Rippers having
Right.
picked it is one thing, but Anaadi Army were also probably going to pick the same. So it's kind of, if you're hoping to have I don't know, eggs for breakfast, and somebody does come and give you a platter of eggs, you're gonna have it, and you're gonna also go buy out bacon for yourself. For the non-vegetarians. For the vegetarians, aloo parantha is the best, and we all know that.
That speaks to my heart, being from Delhi. But yeah, usually my breakfast is usually like a roll alongside like a bottle of like a mango drink or something. That's the
Mm-hmm.
breakfast I usually have. But anyways, all right, coming back to the game at hand, for the time being, Haven, the stage is set. Was both of us, we've talked in depth about the agent compositions, what we feel
Yep.
like can be brought out by both the respective teams, True Rippers and Anaadi Army, what will be brought out as well, and if or not they will make any changes to their previous play styles. Because
Yep.
as you pointed out, the one thing and the one change I really do want to see is IonQ on the chamber and Trist maybe having some of those dive capabilities, because both of these players, they switch in and around with their roles quite frequently. There have been many
Yep.
times where IonQ, especially on Haven against Windstreak, we saw him play the Jet, but there have been times where Trist on a map like I think it was Bind or was it Fracture, on one of those maps he had played the Raze, another dive agent, another entry fragger. There have been times where we have seen Trist on the Killjoy. There have been times where we have seen IonQ on the Chamber. It's always the back and forth and back and forth. And I got to agree with you that Ion has got to be on the Chamber. He needs to be the Sentinel right now. He needs the Operator, the Tour de Force in his hands at constant times in order to allow his team to get the most amount of kills. Because that's the thing. Even if he's on the Jet, obviously IonQ will be getting the Operator sooner rather than later. On attack, on defense, he'll get his hands on that weapon. Thing
Yep.
is, though, when you have the chamber, it's a lot more easier to keep rotating the two sniper rifles. You get the operator for 2 rounds. By then, you get enough kills to unlock the Tour Force. You lose the operator, use the Tour Force. With the Tour Force, get enough kills, build up enough of an economy by saving the credits, get the operator, and the cycle goes on and on and on. So it's a
Yep.
lot more easier having those sniper rifles. But as the jet, yeah, you can go for more flashy plays, those dashes, the blade storm headshots, and whatnot, and you can help out your team in a far more aggressive manner than you will be capable of with the chamber. But you will have a lot of lacking in the sniper rifle department, and even without the headhunter it will get difficult. So it's a dilemma that
Yep.
many players of Anaadi Army will be focusing. Do they go for the chamber? Do they go for the killjoy, the jet? I don't think they'll be picking any other duelist on this map. I mean, jet is plenty sufficient. This map, Haven always has just been double initiator, plain and simple. We have seen breach in fade, we have seen breach in sky, we have seen sova in sky, we have seen sova in fade. Every
Mm-hmm.
single mix up that's out there can be seen, and I don't think
Yep.
these teams will be going for anything different. So very, very soon, yeah, just a couple of I believe technical issues, but very soon we'll be jumping into the map of Haven as well, starting with the agent selection screen. I am ready. Do you have any expectations from this match? Potentially with Anaadi starting out on attack, do you think they'll be getting the early advantage and be getting a better half for their side?
I do believe that if they've chosen attack, they should have, some sort of a game plan going into this. But I believe that with the way that True Rippers have, picked up Gorang, that does free out a little bit of role change for, the team.
Right.
While he did fill in the shoes of Ember. Ember's, pretty good at not just the controller side, he's also good at the initiator side, which is also something that Gorang is pretty good at. He's played Sova before, he's played the Killjoy before, he's played even the Astra Omen before, so he knows what he's doing. And I really hope that with Gorang, it's going to be not just a team edition; it's going to be a individual brilliance edition as well. When talking about all of this, let's head into the agent selection and find out what is going to be the pick of these players, as they're all locked and loaded and we are good to go.
All right, so agent selection screen upon us, and Anaadi Army already locking in. Lost has gone for the Sova. Astra picked by Doxer Paradox on the breach. Yeah, so far everything is the same. It's the final two players who we were talking about, and the final two players are the ones taking a little longer to decide exactly what they want. Heading on over to the side of True Rippers. Well, they're just figuring out what to do. crosshair chamber. Yeah. I mean, so far it's all the same. Intrigued by Gorong hovering over that Omen instead of the Astra. I mean, there have been many times where we've seen Gorong on the Astra, but this time he locks in with the Omen as well. It's not like Omen has had very less of like a market share. If anything, it's the opposite. Omen is still highly prevalent on maps like Haven and Ascent, and makes sense why Gorong has opted for that one-tap god Neon as their primary duelist. Ayanki on the Jet, and oh, Anaadi army, they're going back to their old strategy. They're not going to be bringing a chamber. Meanwhile, the side of True Rippers, they've got the breach against a Killjoy. I mean, if we had any lessons from Winstreak Esports up against Anaadi army, we know the breach, the aftershock. I mean, as a Killjoy, you wait rounds and rounds to get your 8-point Killjoy lockdown. And here comes this 200 credit aftershock. No matter where it is on the map, gone, never to be seen again. So there is a huge amount of risk associated with the Nadi army going back to their old composition. And if True Rippers have seen the previous map, have seen how Winstreak have played and how they defeated AA 13-9, they should be able to replicate what happened day before yesterday.
Yeah, indeed, that is true. That breach is a menace to deal with, and given the fact that we have a breach on both sides, is something that I would suspect to be a good thing. But that Killjoy is going to have to play a little bit safer, and Trist playing that is a good thing. I think the Killjoy is very potent. But again, the positions where those ultimates are, usually committed are places where the breach can easily reach. There's not much area on the map where that aftershock cannot go. Whether it's from a shot towards a link, towards a link, whether it's a shot when you're on attack, or if it's towards C long where in towards copy, even if it's in garage, it's still not going to work out, because if that breach is if he's kept alive, his main concern during those Killjoy ultimate rounds is going to be to just save his ultimate. Save his aftershock and destroy it, because that's the win condition right there. You destroy one of the best ultimates in the game, and with that you might as well just have completely overwhelmed the opponents, unless they have another trick up their sleeve. But we will find out what it is. There is a Neon available, which is one tap God's agent to wield. And given that there is also the controller difference between the two teams of Astra and Omen, the Astra pretty great. I do have to agree. The Astra, even after the nerf, I would say she's a lot more balanced than she was before, because now she's having an even pick rate, I think, between her and the Omen. Brimstone on the maps that he's pretty good at, bind and fracture and stuff. But overall, I still think I prefer the versatility of Omen, having individual plays as well as setting up team for success, which is also done by the Astra. But I think his flash is kind of more powerful than her Nova or her gravity well, because you can dodge that pretty quick. But the Omen flash is like this huge circular flash heading towards your direction, and it's blinding indeed, and it's been tested, tried, and approved. So let's find out whether or not this Omen is going to make a difference against that Astra. But for now, we are going to be starting the game in just about a bit. Small little tech pause has come in, but as we are solving that CCV, I do want to ask you: do you think that Anaadi army are going to be able to play out this game and win on Haven, because they have chosen attack? So
yeah. Can I give you the answer after we see the first 4 rounds? Because that's probably what it depends on. For the side of True Rippers, yeah, compositionally, I have to agree that so far having the breach against the Killjoy will be a lot more viable. But if True Rippers, if their team synergy isn't up to the mark, unfortunately, not much can happen. But speaking of team synergy as well, going a little bit off topic, but still staying very relevant to Valorant. I'm sure all the viewers watching right now, you guys, if you're watching Valorant esports, you're probably interested. You probably play some Valorant as well. You've got a couple of friends. You've got a roster. Maybe, just maybe, there is a chance you guys want to play together in person, fighting for a large prize pool. Well, guess what? Us here at the Esports Club, we've got you covered. as we had said before, the LAN event taking place on the 12th, 13th, and 14th of August, the Esports Club Arena. It's not just there as a LAN event for the Valorant Challenger Series finals. Absolutely not. We've got community cups taking place for so many esports titles out there, including Valorant. So you, as a community member, as a fan, you can get your squad. You have to be there at the venue. You can play in the 5 versus 5 community cup that we'll have for fighting for a prize pool of 1,50,000. I mean, universe, what better of an opportunity to give to amateur and upcoming players and just groups of friends making a team together than to be fighting for a prize pool amidst an entire LAN event with so many people beside them, with so much entertainment, not to mention so many more competitions. It's really the best thing that can happen. So once more, go down in the description, get yourself some tickets sorted free of cost. It will be taking place in the Manfor Convention Center in Bangalore. If you don't live in Bangalore, you will have to arrange for travel like myself, but trust me, it will be worth it. The Esports Club Arena will be the largest gaming and esports festival India will see in 2022. So make sure you'll be there. You can watch all your favorite games of the professional players. You can meet these players as well that we will be watching on screen right now. You can meet your favorite content creators. If you really like just weird people, you can meet me as well. I'll be there. Yeah. But anyways, with all that being said and done, if you want to sign up, if you want to start your journey in amateur, semi-professional Valorant, it will be the best place. The registrations will be live inside the venue, so you got to be there. It's not going to be online. Well, coming back to online, we still have the wildcard event that's online right now. We still have the group stages that are online right now. After that, only after that, we'll be moving into the LAN event. But yeah, in the group stages, we've got so many teams already finalized. We had our 3 invited teams: Enigma, Velocity, Orangutan. We then had our qualifying teams. We had Revenant. We had, oh, I forgot their name, Lethal Esports. That's 6. And just right
Revenant.
now, yeah, Revenant as well. Yeah, I said Revenant, yeah. And after that, I believe
Oh,
Reckoning
forgive me.
Esports have also qualified. Yeah, Reckoning Esports have
Yes,
also
reckoning.
qualified.
My bad. I meant
So
to say reckoning, but I went ahead and
you
said
said
revenant. My bad.
Revenant twice.
My bad. My bad.
Anyways, happens to the best of us. But yeah, 7 teams already there. This is to decide the 8th. Very soon, I know all of you are waiting. I think, yeah, University said there were a couple of tech issues, but very soon we will be jumping into the game as well. But yeah, coming back to the first question
Yep.
you'd asked, Anaadi Army can take the win right here against the side of True Rippers,
Mm-hmm.
but they've got to get fired from the ground up. And they
Yep.
have to attack the side of True Rippers where it hurts the most for the timing, which is their synergy, their rotates, and their communication.
Yeah, that is true. But yeah, Nadi Army have been on the better side of synergy of
Mhm.
the teams, because we've seen in the games before they have been able to beat win streak esports, who by the way are a pretty great team, and having gone through that and beating them 2-1 to get to where they eventually did lose out is still
Yeah.
something that they would take on any day of the week. So they do have potential. They do have what it takes to get all the way through. We will find out whether or not it does go all the way through, as we should be starting with the game in just about a couple of seconds, ladies and gentlemen. And with the tech pauses out of the way, this is True Rippers against the Nadi Army for the final spot in the wildcard finals
Yeah.
against Team Punished.
Oh boy. All right. The stakes are as high as they can be. Both of these teams, they've fought all the way since we had our first set of qualifiers. They've been fighting and fighting and fighting. Their journeys, they haven't been the easiest. Absolutely not. After losing out in the first qualifiers, they had to make it through in the second. That's where Anaadi Army got by, but they still couldn't qualify just yet. No, they had to go through the wild card where they are right now, facing off against True Rippers. Already, the defenders getting ultra aggressive. Crosshair with the opener. You can see 2 more defenders flooding from A long. Sai and Crosshair with 1 more. There is still Sai right next to the defender towards main. Doxer from the attacker spawn picks up his 3rd, and now it's the Soba all by himself. It's going to be a 4K for the Astra and Anaadi Army. They deal with what True Rippers just threw their way. So much aggression right from the get-go. At a certain point, the defenders were looking to curb storm the attack, but AA held on, and they held on oh so well.
Yeah, they did hold on pretty well, and thanks to Doxer's 4K, he was keeping himself strong enough for his team to get the clutch out. It did come very close. Doxer did almost go down. Pretty much less than 15 HP, I believe he was, and he was able to find all the kills by himself. And now, Double A have been stopped in the track towards a shot, and a beautiful shot from one tap god to shut down Ion, as Paradox will trade back promptly. There is still force to be reckoned with towards this A side as the rotations are coming in, and the C side is being held towards long by the chamber crosshair. So they do expect this A side hit to be coming through, and that recon could give value. There it goes. It's going to be destroyed, and now this should be an A hit that they expect. Oh! Master had the right read, but just not the right weapon to fight with. Sai does, though. Gets one, but only the one. Paradox yet again with the trade. Now it's a 2v3, and they've done damage. True Rippers have done pretty good damage so far in this round. If you're able to find the kill onto the Sova, which is lost, this will be a very good eco round, and Crosshair is just about in the right position to do so.
Yeah, there are two attackers near Hell. If Crosshair peaks, it's going to be so much more viable. Picks up the Spectre as well. There's Doctor holding the angle, and the chamber has been shut down. Alongside it, the hopes of True Rippers getting anything major done. So, go around, TP'd into the bomb side and work out for him. True Rippers go by their eco round with, okay, they dealt a little bit damage to the economy of Anaadi army, but it's not anything devastating. It can still deal with what's just happened and move on forward to their bonus round with the relative ease. It's now, the pressure now is on the side of TR to make do with what they have and to finally propel themselves into a round win, because if they lose this round, the upcoming round in front of us, it's going to be so much more lethal for their side, and it's going to be economically so much more worse. So, True Rippers are ready. Fourth line goes through, and one tap god doesn't capitalize off of it just yet. Rather, he wants to hold an angle towards a shot where he will encounter, I believe, his arch nemesis for this entire best of 3 Ion Q against one tap god. It's going to be interesting for the time being. The Spectre deals so much damage, but bullets have been fired from either side. Both the players have been tagged significantly, lost their armor, and they gotta fall back. Now, we focused on Ion Q, we focused on the Jet. Where is the remaining side of Anaadi army? For the time being, all of them huddled up towards B, looking for a take near Garage.
Yeah, well, Garage is sealed off. I'm pretty sure that they hear the trademark of the chamber over there, as they are planning to hit towards B. True Rippers are currently not entirely convinced that it's a B hit. Now those utility pieces coming in from the side of the attack will make it sure that this is a B hit. Out comes Lost. Alone he peeks out though. Paradox will get one, but Masters the shooting gallery here. He's got two, and he's looking for more. That aftershock is going to stop them, but they're actually crawling into the smoke to take a fight together. This is a good move from them. They should be able to find at least one here. Will they? Sai's found Ion coming in from A as Master finds one more, and Sai cleans it up. The initiators take care of pretty much everything in this third round, and they find round number 1 pretty easily.
Yeah, only a single person lost. 4 rifles followed through for the next round, and they dealt with the execute Anaadi army were planning. Good round the side of True Rippers, but now AA, they've got the rifles as well. 5 rifles, full armor for both the rosters, for all 10 of the players. They've got plenty of good utility, they've got great weaponry, everything to work with. This is one of those interesting rounds where you have everything except for the ultimate. So, how do these teams make the rounds work with just their special abilities without the usage of the arts? This is going to be a very, very, crosshair dependent round, as in you got to go for the kills, you got to go for the raw firepower, and if you can use your utilities to inhibit that and to assist that process, it'll be all the more easier. But AA don't want to go for those gunfights just yet. We're seeing this very passive play from the attackers, and it has costed them. Sai moves up from mid, gets a double drop, the spike. Now he's looking for more. The shock darts dealing imminent damage, and his teammates are there to cover for him as well. Beautiful wall bang from Crosshair. The Sova has been shut down, but alongside that, he has facilitated the entire shutdown of Anaadi army. Only IonQ remains now.
Yeah, and it's just Crosshair trying to bait out for his teammate to come in from C-Long. Ion was completely blind, and Crosshair did dink him, but only for one tap God to take that kill away because he lost his life. And that's number 2 for True Rippers. Instant hit back from them as the buy round from the side of AA has been shut down, and now they're on an eco. It's been, pretty slow in these first couple of rounds, hasn't it? AA not really keen on taking fights. They're just holding and holding and holding. They wait for the side of True Rippers to make movements, throw utility, have a little bit of, aggression come towards them. Then they have it come towards an attack completely. This time again, one fault line, one recon, and that's it. Stop. Full stop right there. With a slow movement towards A, as IonQ is leading charge. But that smoke will instantly discourage them. They're not going to look for anything except for maybe their ultimate orb.
Exactly. So, for the time being, with all that's been happening, with them getting the ult orb and all that, you still have both the teams at a stalemate. No one is moving. And now True Rippers, they've changed the dynamic. They've realized that, okay, for the time being, of course, since the attackers, they have got a bit of inferior weaponry, we can't move on forward. That's exactly why they're holding their angles. Sai 2 triple drops the spike, same position. And in one magazine, this man clears 3 attackers. Easy cleanup for him. Trist has got some potential to get kills. He manages 1 headshot. But now everyone on the server knows where he is. One tap God will look to swiftly eliminate Lost, and that's another round done. True Rippers get their third, 3 consecutive round wins for their side. Anaadi army now will have enough credits to go for a full buy. They've got ultimates as well. This will be a must win for them.
Yeah, they will need to win this, or else it's going to be, True Rippers snowballing out of favor over here. Definitely, with everything that they've got in their, in their hand, True Rippers should be looking at a third round, at a 4th round, at least I believe so. They are, in good amounts of money. They should be looking for an aggressive play towards... Oh, never mind. Master's actually not been detected. And he might just have an upper hand. The flash, it forces the Rolling Thunder, and he might just get away. Oh, he jumps over the grenade boxes. Still keeping himself safe. Is alive, was blinded, though. A lot of utility invested to kill one man. 1.5 make that. IonQ does damage downside to half HP. But now this is on to Crosshair. Oh, the perfect timing. This is the perfect timing. But no, Crosshair! He makes the mistake of giving away sounds because he's got teammates on the back end. But they don't expect that he's going to be sitting in that corner, losing his life. One tap God, out and slides to get everything he possibly can. And as a result of that, him pushing in from the back end has actually forced AA towards their spawn. Now, it's a battle of the speed guns here. Out comes Ion, loses his life, and it's just one man left. It's one tap God against Paddocks. And this is not going in his favor. He's lying to himself about this fake defuse. And no, Paddocks, what are you doing? It's half defused. He's obviously gonna stick it there. At least, if not obviously, he's gonna stick it at least 80% of the times. It's more of a likely chance that he's gonna actually stick it instead of letting it go.
One tap God. Look at this play. First of all, on to Lost. Oh, that debate right there with the dash. Kill onto IonQ. 4K for him. And a clutch 1v2 defuse under immense time pressure. What a performance. And it's only round number 6 of the first map of this best of 3. One tap God is in this form. Now he's got the overdrive as well. He can move on forward if he wants to, but he's not going to use that ultimate just yet. Anaadi army, I said it was a must-win round for their side. Now, they'll be able to sustain yet another a full buy for themselves, but the economy is definitely getting weaker. The more and more rounds they win, of course, they'll be getting the more and more rounds they lose consecutively, they'll be getting more and more of the round loss bonus. I believe after 4 rounds, it's 2,700 credits that a player gets, but I could be wrong about that. But yeah, Anaadi army, they've got enough to go for rifles full armor again, but they have to make this execute successful as Ion Q. No! What happened? Here you have one duelist landing all of the shots here, unfortunately with the second. He can't land the blades just yet, and True Rippers hold off this B execute for the time being. Brilliant defense.
Indeed. Anaadi army tried to go for an aggressive push this time, changed up their gameplay, but True Rippers were absolutely in the frame, ready for it. And Sai has also spotted out one more player towards the lower mid, and Sai's just absolutely rampaging these players. True Rippers are in total cruise control. There's no goddamn way they're losing this. Doxer, his 4K from the first round. Wait, what? Doxer, that was a nasty double tap there, but he genuinely got so lucky with the timing of that peak. Both of them right next to each other. Oh boy.
Let's see this ADS in 1, 2. Oh,
that was just very fortunate timing for Doxer and unfortunate timing for True Rippers players. But it's still alright. They don't really care about who's dropping because they've got money for days. Still, they can eventually go in for a lot more buys in the back of this. But this sort of semi-forced buy from the side of the attack has already died down by 1. Paradox lost his life, and Sai will take care of one more. Look at this triple peak.
Why are they peeking?
Why are they challenging
Why
this?
Anaadi? Yeah. Why did Anaadi army? Okay, they lost a couple of their members, cool. But they went back for 2, 3, 4 of their members. What?
You know, at that time, what would be the most opportunistic, situation? If you are spotting that there's 3 players speaking out towards A long, right? The one thing that you can do, you've got an Astra. She can fake smoke that angle. And by the time that smoke just, comes back into her hands, the 4 of you can stand there together and peek. Then it's going to be a 4v2 because one of the players is stuck back. And because you've got weapons that are not really as good as the opponents, you might as well take in a 4v2 peek and gamble it on that instead of coming out one by one and losing your life. Because that definitely makes more sense, right? That Astra fake smoke, she can just get the smoke off, and the minute the smoke dissipates, Sai and One Tap God would have seen 4 players in front of them. At least 2, both of them would have died for sure, because there's 2 players shooting at least 1 player, right? But they picked out one by one, and there's no other way to come around it. Or even if not, just rotate. CCV was gonna say probably just that.
Yeah. I mean, okay, you lost 1 player, fall back. You already know in long range, you've got Spectres against rifles. Why peek in long range? There is no necessity there to get a refrag. You are risking a lot more than you will be gaining. It's not a worthwhile bet. But they went for it. Okay, it didn't work out in Anaadi's favor. True Rippers already. They've won 6 rounds in a row. They don't want to stop at all, no matter what happens. And Ion Q is the first casualty. But there is retaliation from the side of Anaadi army. That's nice. They are not, just sitting by, just letting the defenders do whatever they want. They want to prepare their own execute. They've got the Killjoy lockdown to help them with that. But Trist, he's the first person entering. He's got to be careful. Don't lose the Killjoy lockdown. That right there will win you the round. Trist, please don't die. Why is he the first player pushing in? I get Ion Q's dead, but it really shouldn't be the Killjoy. It really shouldn't be a winning factor. And okay, Anaadi army, they hold their position for the time being.
No.
True Rippers. Oh, very vulnerable angles from their side. They lost the ground. It's now going to be the Cosmic Divide, probably the Killjoy lockdown to help it, and a full post-plant execute.
Yeah, and all of them get away from the site as well safely. Nobody concussed, but this is still a problem for them because nobody playing on site could be an issue. Paradox is going to be forced off of his angle. There comes the first kill. Master's going to try and stun them towards C-Long as much as they can. One tap God's keeping aware of the fact that somebody could have come on the backstab as Master tries to stick in the defuse. He's down to 1 HP, but he's done half defuse, and that's about all he needs, I think. Zoid 1v1, 1v2 now, and this is a situation that he should be really prepared for. Trying to stick the half defuse, gets the kill, and he's gonna go for it again. Lost is reading his bluff. Out goes the second defuse. Out it comes from Lost. And the bullet this time secures the round victory for Anaadi Army, not True Rippers. This time, one tap God goes for the fake defuse, and it does not work out in his favor.
No, it doesn't. But nice try from True Rippers, but Anaadi Army, they deserve this round win. They played it quite smartly. You know, yeah, you did mention that all of them going out of the A bomb site was weird, but they just wanted to play the long angles. And to be fair, they had plenty of utility as well. We saw so many of the recon bolts and shock darts, but True Rippers had still managed to push it into a very close quarter gunfight. Goes to show how strong they're looking for the time being. Crosshair next to the rendezvous. Can't land the shots. Goes back just in the nick of time. The C bomb site is under control of the attackers. Yet again, they've got the Killjoy lockdown. They've got the Rolling Thunder. They've got plenty of utility to sustain. But all of them again are going out of C long. This can initiate a great flank or smokes or anything from True Rippers. As a matter of fact, that's exactly what they go for. Double smokes, Rolling Thunder. Do the attackers do anything? No, they use the Rolling Thunder, but all of them still stay towards C-Long. That's a bit weird. Tristram Garage looking for more. He finds one, gets another, and yeah, he's got lots to help him. Oh, what was that?
Oh boy. Well, that came really close, but unfortunately for Crosshair, Gorang's smoke was just an inch away from covering him up completely. His backside was seen, and that was a clear-cut, kill for Trist. Stops the defuse, gets the follow-up as well, and the last man standing side could not clutch it out. 6 and 4, a good recovery from the side of Anaadi Army as they're running straight in towards this seaside yet again. He needs to get away Crosshair, and just about in time he does. But he eats a lot of the spam. 11 HP he's gone down to, as Ion Q is causing damage of the highest order. And for no reason, Crosshair just runs straight out on that 11 HP with nobody to trade him back. And that's instantly got them the man advantage. The attack now have got everything that they need, but Sai on this backstab is gonna try and throw them off. All 5 players, by the way, are towards C-Long. All of them.
Yeah, but all 5 of the players, they're getting a lot of kills as well. True Rippers, they are not able to deal with this execute. They're ready for the retake. One tap God has got the ultimate, but there are just so many of these attackers. Master's position is given away. Yeah, you've got Sai from the backstab. He can pick up a rifle if he gets 1 kill, but True Rippers need to find a permanent solution. All Anaadi Army are going to keep on doing is copy, paste, replicate the execute that they've been doing for the past couple of rounds. It's been working time and time and time again.
Last round in the half.
Just before that, just before the taker, he gets it. Final round of the first half, True Rippers had such a good advantage, but now Anaadi Army, they've done an excellent job of equalizing it. They need just 1 round more before they head on over to the second half equal. But True Rippers, they've taken a tactical timeout. Duffy is gone for it. 1 round before the side swap. That's quite interesting because every single team, they will get a 1-minute tactical timeout as the half moves on over. But all right, we won't question that. True Rippers do need this final round win if they want to keep the advantage.
Well, now the only thing that I am going to be concerned about in terms of what True Rippers have in their hands is whether or not they're going to go to that attacking half with an advantage, because they had a pretty good lead, and having started Haven on defense, you do not have things working in your favor, but they still managed to put up 6. Now, they would have hoped for that 7-5, for that 8-4 half, because they were 5-3 up, I believe. and now it's come to 6 and 5. And in the last round, True Rippers don't have money. They are, completely, stripped away from a buy for at least 3 players, because 3 of them are playing on completely rescinded weapons: a Bulldog, a Spectre, a Judge, all pretty good in their own, leagues. But with this yet again seaside looking push coming in, this time slightly delayed, there is a very good defense ready waiting for it as well. Crosshair has the perfect angle. He's gonna let IonQ actually go through. There comes out Judge, and 1 kill is all it's gonna find. Ion will get 1 back, but Sai, he's on an absolutely madness roll today. Loth will touch him with the Hunter's Fury, but only just the once. No more he finds. 2 versus 3, and the spike has fallen into the hands of his enemies. Trist is looking for that spike. He just wants to grab it and run away. But the problem is, there's a whole lot of utility that he needs to pass by. And if Master is able to find 1 kill, he's going to instantly use that Rolling Thunder onto his opponents. And that's exactly why he's sitting at this perfect off angle. The drone will spot him out as a recon comes back yet again, but it doesn't even matter. There comes the kill from Trist this time, and Lost finds 1 more. What the hell just happened to Rippers?
They lost all 3 of the gunfights. Okay. All right. Beautiful gunfights from Tristan Lost right there. Excellent stuff to allow them to take that. And yeah, that was very, very interesting what just happened. How exactly, they managed to win all of their gunfights. But alright, we'll not question it just yet. 12 rounds are done. Equal half. We saw a 6-round winning streak from True Rippers, but towards the very end, Anaadi Army equalized it with getting 4 of their own. So great performances we've seen so far. 20 for Sai, but yet 0 for Gorang. So 2 very, very contrasting kills we're seeing. Now Gorang will have a lot more work to do when it comes to his utility, assisting in those executes, the smokes, the paranoias, but he needs to start off getting the kills. If Sai is already playing like this, if he's already gotten 20 kills in just 12 rounds, if Gorang can add on to the tally, if he can get a couple more, just a couple more in the midst of all of this happening, it's going to be a lot more easier for True Rippers to get those rounds. But Anaadi Army, they've got their players pretty consistent as well. Everyone is moving on forward. Everyone is doing their due diligence. So for the time being, yeah, 1 minute tactical pause. And now it makes you wonder, now what are the teams thinking about? Are they focusing on what has happened so far, what to change that? Or are they looking to, have a couple of delays and, to, just essentially like try and etch out the win against their team, delay their round wins as long as possible, because that's something True Rippers did an excellent job at. By winning 6 rounds in a row, they didn't let the momentum reach to Anaadi Army, but at the very end, it definitely did.
Yep. Now, what I am totally in sync about over here is the fact that, AA yet again, hoping that Doxa can get a pistol round with a 4K. Gorang will make sure that recon doesn't do much, but look at this informational push. Oh, now they know there's a backstab coming in, and instantly Gorang's gonna check it out. He's gonna stay back, and he's gonna wait until somebody comes to his crosshair. Whilst the plant's going down, and Lost might just be able to find that kill. It has damaged Master down to very low, and he's gonna survive somehow. Gorang with 1. Gorang looking for more, but he's damaged Paradox enough. And the left is left to his teammates. Okay, aggressive pushing. Out they go. The alarm bot still finds a little bit of help as just somehow finds Master because he was pretty down low. Lost gets 1. Sai with the trade as his opponents are sticking the defuse, and he will lose his life. Doxa yet again saves the round for his team as a very aggressive AA on the defense. Find the pistol.
They find the pistol. Beautiful play right there from Anaadi Army. The 2-sided attack. You had players pushing in from A main with the flank. You had Trist, as that killjoy, getting so much of that. And another tactical timeout Okay, 2 rounds technically, and 3 tactical timeouts that we have seen. These players surely want to have a major discussion. I think these players are talking a lot more than we did in our pre-match presentation, given how many timeouts are taking place. But again, not going to fault them, given just what has happened so far, given the stakes of this entire matchup of the wildcard event. If you lose, you're out. It makes a lot of sense why you need to be in your best form. And Universe, you had said this previously as well. You are thinking of this map as an early decider of sorts. The team that gets Haven, they'll have a lot more of the advantage in that best of 3. The next map should go the way of Anaadi Army, but True Rippers look strong on Icebox as well. So yeah, it's all about this map. It's all about who can secure that spot on Haven. So with all that being said and done, timeout is now done. Very, very soon we'll be resuming with the anti-eco that the side of Anaadi Army will have. They'll have Spectres full armor, True Rippers in the meanwhile. Yeah, full on eco. 1 Frenzy, 1 Sheriff. That's about it. They want to save their credits for later. And for now, they'll have to suffer the consequences of losing the pistol.
Oh, towards B they go this time. Trist is going to be taking out one. Good kill from him as he runs out yet again to find another. Crosshair will trade him back as now comes the cavalry from the A side. Doxer gets one. Crosshair to trade back. And it looks like this is an absolute shutdown, except for the 2 kills that did come through. They pick up all the weapons that they possibly can. And a good eco from the side of True Rippers. A decent eco rather. Having dropped 2 weapons. Force a little bit of reinvestment onto Ion as and Trist. As couple of Spectres being dropped across and a Judge being picked up. Okay, this is interesting. Where is that Judge going to be playing action? A shot. Yep, that definitely seems like it. And this attack seems to be heading towards that direction. And there's a heavy 3-man stack as well. C is completely unguarded. Ion's actually pushed up towards mid and they should have heard this. I was pretty convinced that they should have heard it because we did. Now they run in towards A. The drone, forgive me, the turret has been taken out, but look at Trist. The utility is so good. Doxer finds one towards A long as well. And now Gorang's gonna go down to the Judge. Double A are keeping this so close to the chest and perfectly played. Peeking out at the right time. Using the opportunity of utility being the distracting moments for the opponents. And causing damage at the places where it hurts the most. True Rippers absolutely being torn apart in their buy round here.
Yeah, True Rippers, they went for this A take, but it was the wrong gamble. They tried to brute force their way in. No, it wasn't going to work. Anaadi Army, hold on. Just a single player died from their side. Meanwhile, for True Rippers, only 2 now alive. So the spikes with them, they can pick up the spike. They've got like a 30-35 seconds to work with. But Sai goes down, so does Master. They still wanted to go for the A take. Just doesn't happen. Anaadi Army now, in their bonus round, they pick up so many of the rifles the attackers drop. This is the best situation they could be in for the time being, and given how they're performing. So really, really good stuff. They've got the 3-round lead. True Rippers, yet another weaker buy from their side. AA are bound to reach double digits. How exactly did the attackers overturn this? How exactly did the attackers, get back into the game? I mean, we just saw that brute forcing away doesn't try in. Do they look for those early individual kills? Is that what True Rippers have got to do? Let's wait and watch. So, lost. Vandal in hand. He drops down to Garage. But it's too late for him. Doxer Yankee already go ham, and it's the Astra and the Jet. Getting 2 kills each to their name and a flawless round win over in an instant for Anaadi Army.
Well, even before we could talk about the round, it was done and dusted. Anaadi Army looking like their attacking half might have been a little, bit of a doozy. They went up and down on it. But their defensive half is clearly one to be feared. And especially with the fact that they are not even actually committing as much utility as we expected them to. They're playing this on the basis of pure crossfire angles and holding down their opponents at, places where they wouldn't expect them. Like this right here. The spam should come through onto Doxers. They should be getting this kill. They have the right hunch. One tap got just another couple of bullets more. But oh boy, He turns around, and because of that, they don't even expect the second person there. Doxers might have just done enough to keep his team still in contention of this round and not let a single round slip away from their hands in the second half. Plant goes down, and a backstab from IonQ with the operator might just be a little too late. Unless his teammates can make a move, because now True Rippers are the ones playing on the C-long post-plant position. And they're ready for IonQ, it seems.
Out of charges.
They're waiting for IonQ, the operator swing. No, shut down by Master. Beautiful headshot. Two final defenders, both entering
Right here.
from the B-bomb side. That's an excellent one-way smoke right there. Fault line doesn't affect Sai in the slightest. Paradox has got no choice but to pick the angle. It ends in despair for him, and Lost will be eliminated from the round. So it is going to be the side of True Rippers getting the first round in the second half. It took 4, but better late than never is what they'll be saying to themselves. So they're back in the game. Can Anaadi army just, keep their own momentum going? It's just a slight obstacle for their side. Look at the amount of credits these guys have. I mean, almost 5,000 for Lost and Paradox. That's plenty. Ults as well, gonna go back and forth. We see 3 ultimates on the side of True Rippers. One top got Sai, a single point away from unlocking theirs. Lost, Hunter's Fury, he's very, very close. You've got the Cosmic Divide, Killjoy Lockdown. Everything is ready in place for the side of, for both of the teams to make sure this round is there. So it is another full buy. And for the side of both True Rippers and Anaadi army, it's a must win. But True Rippers have to fight a little bit extra considering they're at a 3-round deficit.
Well, now it seems like it might just be okay. The op duel does go in the favor of Sai against Ion. But that was just an instant trade that came through. One operator still active, as Sai by himself has been spearheading the True Ripper squad. 24 kills he's on, and the next one on his team is halfway away. One tap got, the Neon is on 12, and the rest are still trailing behind. Crosshair and Gorang still on single digits. Well, even though the side of AA have lost one of their good players, they still have a lot more cavalry where that came from. Crosshair might have taken out one, but look at this. They were almost about to not check their angle. Gorang will trade back though, as Paradox was very close to getting the attack onto one tap god. 3v2, yet again advantage for True Rippers as they are looking to make an instant comeback happen.
Anaadi, they've got the Killjoy lockdown, but Sai has that Hunter's Fury readied up exactly for that purpose. So AA, they may have to rely a little more on their gunfights for the time being if they want to have a shot at this execution. No, they choose the safer option. They choose to retreat and save their rifles, and you wouldn't fault them for that. Even though Anaadi army, they've got plenty of credits in the bank, it still is going to be better. Just save those rifles and make sure you don't overspend and you don't, have to spend the extra 5,400 credits to get another Vandal Phantom. Vandal Phantom, sorry. But that's that. True Rippers, second round now. Slowly but surely, they're chipping away at the lead AA had built. And another 2 rounds will mean that, it's going to be equalization. One thing is for sure. It's such a closely contested game. You cannot count True Rippers out of this just yet. Everyone is putting in the work. Sai has gotten kills. Gorang as well. A lot better of initial 6 rounds than he had as the previous 12, Previously, he had like 0 kills and 8 deaths. Right now, he's only had 4 deaths and 4 kills. Really, really good stuff for him. He's putting the work in. And of course, as the controller, he's doing a lot more of the job. IonQ as the duelist, as the front line of the defense, misses his shots. That allows True Rippers to go for that C take. But it's one tap got in the spike all by himself. Wait, what?
Spike down.
What is that?
Oh, they're going to do the Omen strat. They're doing the Omen strat. Here we go. This is Enigma's classic. They pick up the spike and back towards A they go. This is brilliant. There is still one player available though, and he has been smoked off for the time being as he throws out his drone to get information. The Cosmic Divide at the Rolling Thunder. Adax is doing a lot of work with his utility as Sai is trying to prevent anybody from rushing into this site. The plant will go down as a 5v4 still against the side of True Rippers comes up, and there is the perfect timing for that ultimate, Killjoy ultimate. But it's broken down instantly from the breach. Wait, no, it's not.
Oh,
That was Paddocks. Forgive me, I thought that was the breach on the True Ripper side. I thought Master still had his aftershock. And now it's a 4v2, which is going to be instantly shut down. Double A. Well, they're running on some other level of batteries. Definitely a lot more powerful.
Alright, so the Omen strat definitely caught me by surprise. But unfortunately for the side of True Rippers, Anaadi army expected it and they played against it perfectly. Used all the ults they had, but it was well worth it. Because it means that the momentum True Rippers were trying to build is now stopped. AA, yet again, the advantage. If they win this round, Universe, it's practically over. TR will have no credits, but they'll have no weaponry. It's going to be a sheer loss for their side. They'll have to eco out or semi-buy their way out of the 4-round disadvantage that they'll have. So AA, they can try and just secure this map right here, right now if they want. It is going to be one-tap God pushing in. Ion Q flashed in days. He's still kicking about. You've got Tris next to the smoke. The spike goes down, but can True Rippers hold on for the retake? That's about to happen. Very good post-plant positioning from True Rippers. They're spread out all around. You've got one-tap God in the gong area. He'll try to delay the defenders as much as possible. That's the swarm grenade destroyed. Opening kill still favoring the side of Anaadi army. And now with one-tap God gone, this gets so much more easier for the defense. Look at Paddocks flashing, spotting, peeking. Trying to kill as well. He isolates a gunfight. Still a 3 versus 2. Now it's all down to Paddocks and he does clutch it. Oh no, there's not enough time. Oh. Wow.
Oh, True Rippers. They hold on. I thought the round was theirs. I thought that Double A had done it. I thought Anaadi army were going to go to match point. But no, it seems like we will be giving the side of True Rippers another chance to survive. 9 rounds up on the board for them. They're 2 away still. But that round is definitely one that does not, finish off, with in their favor. It's something that comes with a little bit of consequences. Their economy is still not in the best region. And that's forced Master to play on the Spectre. As you can see, he did not want to play on the half armor. He wanted all of his body armor to be with him. 150 HP. Recon pretty good. Okay, why has nobody broken that recon is my question, because now his rotations coming in instantly. Paddocks with a great flash, but Gorang will dodge it. Another one, and Crosshair will spam him straight down. Lost towards a shot, loses his fight as well. And with that, it is True Rippers who don't care about getting spotted up by recons. Just absolutely find themselves the bare forefront of the A side by just rushing in. 4v2. And the man standing in smoke has been pretty useful for his team. Doxer, to say the least. 21 kills. 12 deaths and 7 assists. As the Astra, he's been very, very influential. And he's hoping that Ion can probably create some sort of distraction while he will be able to get back into the side on the back of it. Good Nova. Allows him to put Sai out of his position and gets one. Doxer's doing it, ladies and gentlemen. How is this happening? It's a 4v2. It's a 4v2. Ion takes damage, but he doesn't care because all he needs to do is spam through the smoke. And that is Double A finding match point. Doxer and Ion. What the hell was that? Doxer played it off so perfectly. He absolutely knows exactly where these players are. Stuns under heaven so that Sai would get pushed off of his mark. Comes to peak.
Yep.
Loses his life. And because Crosshair wasn't even in the proper, crossfire position, he couldn't peek out quick enough and he loses his life as well. Because Doxer was ready even for that angle.
What a play. What a play. From Doxer right there. Anaadi army. They want to close it out. They had lost 2 days ago to win Streak Esports on the map of Haven. 9-13 was the score. Right now, they've got the opportunity to win against True Rippers 13-9. One tap God, overdrive in hand, going to go in towards the B bomb side, looking for the entry. He'll encounter a defender very, very soon. And he's just waiting. True Rippers, They'll be going to the spike round, but Anaadi are ready for it. Q with one, Paradox, Trist, everyone gets in on the action. Two Rippers, they've just got Sai towards Gong, a triple for this Sova. But now, he's the final player alive. He's got the Hunter's Fury, still a Spectre to work with. Did they bait out the Hunter's Fury? Yeah, he's in improper position. Gets the sound cue, has no other choice but to go for it. The half stick happens, but Paradox dies. Where is Doxer? It's a top fragger versus top fragger. Doxer gets the headshot. And Anaadi army, they'll be getting the first map.
Wow, Doxer read that perfectly. He knew that Sai was going to come in from the mid doors of Garage rather than going in back towards the side from C-Link. Well done from him, playing to the sound cues. And it was all to plan because there was a reason that the Breach was sticking that defuse. He just wanted to get it to half because he knew that Doxer is going to be able to clutch it. The minute that goes to half, because that Hunter's Fury, as we all know, is not the fastest of laser beams. After the first one, you do get hit, but the half diffuse did come through. Almost the 3/4. If he had been able to dodge it properly, maybe the round would have been over without even the Breach dying, but it doesn't matter.
Much easier.
It doesn't matter because Doxer happened to be at his very best today, and he just tore through the opponents. As the Astra, what more do you want for him to do on your team? Kills, absolutely, top notch. Assists came in with not just smokes, but also with the self assist that he did with his utility. And to add on to all of that, this man was even clutching out rounds where he was nowhere supposed to go near to.
Oh, 100%. We saw everything on the map of Haven right here. The insane plays. At one point, True Rippers were looking so confident when they had that 6-round winning tally to their name. But Anaadi army, they stepped up. Their executes on the C-bomb side, those looked very, very strong. Their defenses held the test and stood the test of time. Every single time True Rippers tried for something. I mean, we still remember the bonus round that AA had. Yeah, there were a couple of instances Anaadi army weren't also looking the best, but exactly what we talked about in the pre-match presentation universe, that whichever team makes the fewer amount of mistakes or makes the fewest amount of mistakes will be taking the win. And right here, it was Anaadi army. Overall, their strats, everything looked better and better. And True Rippers, they gave it their all, but Haven isn't going to be theirs. And now True Rippers have got to go onto the map of Anaadi army, a map where they've defeated Win Streak Esports 13-5. It is going to be Ascent next up.
Yeah, now I'm kind of worried for True Rippers. Like I said, Haven is the one map where the Anaadi army were very comfortable with letting it, having been True Rippers pick, because this is a map that they would have chosen themselves as their first pick. So this having come their way was just, a boon in disguise. They did not realize what they were running into, True Rippers, and they absolutely got split in half in this second half, especially. While they did end out, the game 13-9, they only put up 3 rounds in the attacking half, nothing more. And those 3 rounds also came on the back of what I believe was one of the most outstanding individual performances from Sai himself, and with a little bit of support of Master towards the end, who did come through.
And one of the rounds was just Paradox not having enough time to disable the to defuse the spike. Yep. I mean, so that's that. But anyways, nice try from the side of True Rippers. It is going to be another rather difficult journey out there, but what hasn't been for both of these teams so far here in the Challenger Series. Let's now have a look at the scoreboard. Side dropping a 30 bomb already as the Sova. 30 kills, 16 deaths. Almost a KD of 2 right there. ACS reaching in the 400s, about to reach in the 400s. As a Sova, good God. Yeah, Sai dealt more than enough damage, more than enough capable damage to the members of Anaadi army. You also had Doxer with a brilliant performance. But this was the thing. If you're looking at this from a numerical perspective, everyone on the side of Anaadi army also did a lot more of that consistent job. I mean, Doxer had that 25. Trist almost getting 20 kills. Ion Paradox lost, hovering around the 15s. And now True Rippers, yeah, they had better performances, but Crosshair, One Tap God Master, they didn't really get 15 kills. Gorang, still, he had a lot better of an individual second half compared to the first. The first wasn't
Yeah.
up to the mark, but it just wasn't enough. And unfortunately for True Rippers, this is the wild cards. This isn't the round of 128 or anything where if you get by with just mediocre or decent performances, you can win, you can move on forward. No, you've got to be the best. So Ascent is coming up. Both of these teams, they'll have a little bit of time to prepare. In the meanwhile, us here, the Esports Club as well, we'll be taking a very, very short break. You can have a word from our sponsors and we'll be right back. So stay tuned and keep watching.
From the legends of memory and storage, Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products, precision engineered for speed and stability. Crucial Ballistics. from the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
Welcome back everyone to AMD Ryzen and Windows 11 present the Esports Club Challenger Series for Valorant, powered by Crucial, alongside our broadcast partner Loco. I'm CCV, joined alongside Universe, and we are bringing to you the wildcard matches. We have 4 teams who participated in the first 2 qualifiers but couldn't qualify for the group stages just yet, playing against each other in 2 different set of best of 3s to see who will be the final team moving on forward into the group stages of these challenger teams to face off against the 7 best teams that we have here in South Asia. Already, the first map that we had between the side of True Rippers and Anaadi Army, it was the map of Haven. Having a look at the veto, 13-9 win for Anaadi Army. They have redeemed themselves. They were looking a lot better today. Their attacks were working. Their defenses were holding up as well. So a thoroughly deserved win for their side. Now we go over to their own map choice. It is going to be the map of Ascent. And for the side of True Rippers, they better buckle up and improve as much as possible because they need this map win now.
They most certainly do, or else this is going to be the end of their journey. If at all, the side of Anaadi Army are, going to slip up here, then Icebox is going to be wide open for True Rippers to find a lot of, leverage, because Icebox is a map that I don't think Anaadi Army are ready for. So if Anaadi Army need to win this, they need to shut this out right now. Because if they go to Icebox, I am not completely convinced with their players that they have that their lineups on Icebox with the agents that they play are going to be able to face off against what exactly is being put forth by True Rippers. But before all of that, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Ascent. And Ascent is a map where we have the side of True Rippers fighting for life in the competition. They've got one chance, just one chance to make it to the top 8, or else it's going to be either one of Team Punished or Anaadi Army, if at all Anaadi Army to win here, to go to that prestigious top 8 and have a chance to make it to the LAN event. So far though, in the agent selection, it looks like pretty standard issue for the side of True Rippers. They've got the Jet, Chamber, the KO, the Sova, and this is the Ascent comp if you want to go, for the basic single duelist lineup, double initiator. On the other side, we've got a bit of change. Trist is playing the Raze, which I do like, and Lost should be going for that Sova as far as I believe it to be, unless it's gonna be it. It's just the difference of duelists. Whilst Jet, Jet adds on to that secondary. Let's say secondary operator role. Forgive me, I lost the word there. Whilst he does add on a secondary operator role, which could be a bit of, a little bit of ease into where if you want to, a very rare situation of double operator setups, which doesn't usually happen unless, the tour de force is online. I think the Raze is kind of more important just because of the fact that Boombot, Satchel, and Grenade especially, all utility that damages, all utility that clears out angles, and also that allows Raze to fly in much more of a distance than the Jet compared to the Dash, right? Only difference, the Raze doesn't have a smoke, but she has a grenade to cover up for that. She just disrupts the entire site over there. So the Raze is pretty darn good if only well used by the side of Anaadi Army. But I like this from Anaadi Army. They think that they can work this Raze, and I see where exactly this belief comes from. And I am very interested to see how far Trist can take this and go.
Yeah, I mean, previously we've seen Trist have insane performances with this very race, and it was on Ascent as well against Binstreak Esports, the 13-5 win. Trist had gotten, I think, 30, sorry, not 30, 20, 29, 28 kills. He had just fallen short of the 30 kill mark, but he had again an insane performance. Out of 18 rounds, he got like 28, 29 kills. Really good stuff. And it was with the race. So again, a lot of pressure and a lot of expectations from this one man to get and to deliver for his team. Meanwhile, it is going to be an A-side take. Very rapid take for Anaadi Army. They take complete control. They close the door down. Two Rippers now fall on forward for their retake. They ready themselves up. Everyone is converging near the bomb site. We are seeing 3 defenders go for a flank. This can be very, very important. And this can be very, very lethal if AA are not careful about it. They've got lost towards this corner. Holding it. He wins one gunfight. He's looking for another. He's got visual information. Shock dart goes through. And he sees so many defenders. Good for another kill. So now, True Rippers, they've got 2 players alive, isolated, alone, not being able to peek the same angles at the same time. It was Master who went down. Sai has got very little HP and no time remaining. AA hold on with this post plan, and it is going to be their win.
Yeah, well, Sai did more than enough to keep them in the site so that they would die, but it doesn't matter. It is the pistol. Whether or not you die in this round, you're gonna get the money in the next, if you are winning in the pistol round. And with that win, you can see that the side of AA do have the ulterior motive of buying in the weaponry, and with that motive they choose to go in towards B. But look at True Rippers, they're heading in straight towards mid, all 5 of them. Very, very interesting approach, and I like this. Risk playing might reward them with 1. Doctor stops 1, Doctor stops 2, but no more. Crosshair will get the 1 trade. Sai with another. And whilst he does have a little bit of life left in him, that shock dart will finish it off.
It was you or me.
And another shock dart from Lost to just make sure that his dead body is actually dead.
I mean, if anything, that was a method of like revival, of like resurrection. You know, you electrocute the body, and what's the medical thing called? The defibrillator. Yes, that thing. But
Yeah, the defibrillator, yeah.
Yes, I am a commerce student. Anyways,
That's-
on the side, what?
That's alright. Why does it have to be?
No, because I don't know like biology and like, you know, doctor kind of terms. I don't have that cool lab coat that all my like science friends have. They flaunt it around and I don't have it. Anyways, alright, coming back to the round at hand, coming back to the game at hand, Anaadi Army are going to be flaunting the 2-round streak that they have going for themselves. True Rippers yet again getting flustered by the utility thrown. Yet Sai finds the opener, peeks from the smoke once more, and this is just clean up from the Sova. Yet again, Sai is going to be just the troublemaker and a flawless round win for the side of True Rippers. Finally, they're back into the mix. Anaadi Army, they trenched a little too deep into the territory of their opposition, and they ended up suffering the cause, and they ended up, you know, suffering through the consequences as well.
Indeed. Well, the consequences, whilst are not that, you know, deep into the favor against them yet, it is still the bye round for both of these teams. Anaadi Army looking for a bit of an attacking prowess towards mid, but they've been spotted, multiple of them. And instantly you can see that the A side push is coming imminently. One tap god is thinking about it. His dash is gone away. Now he's gonna have to stand and fight or just go and hide. This is a very weird off angle for both of these players to be playing now. He's tucked into the corner. Into Vines, Gorang. As one tap god is trying to bait him out as good as possible, but this one little flash from Gorang might have just given away his position. Trish finds one tap god towards the side, no support from him. And now Gorang is stuck here. He's got nothing to do except for die, because he's got 3 players on the other side. Sai yet again, just the one player who's gonna be in trying to do his best to get some sort of, you know, reconciliation in terms of a kill. But how much more can he do? Trist is hanging around in the smoke on Heaven. The knife wields no amount of value for them, as the Omen gets away from the side and joins Lost towards Vines. Doxer is playing along with the minds of these True Rippers players, but True Rippers themselves are fiddled in their own consciousness. They have no clue what's happening. They don't know where Trist is. And Trist has the perfect timing on the Master, who might just have the jump on him. Trist will get him, and the grenade comes back into his hand. Sai still causing damage, still all by himself, making sure that he can find something, if not anything. Jumps down, but only to find Trist's classic bursting in his face. 3 rounds, and Double A look like they haven't even lost a touch of their momentum from Haven.
Absolutely. Double A now. Yeah, they had that loss in the previous round, but looking so much better this time as well. The executes are really holding on forward, and True Rippers, we noticed this a couple of times on the map of Haven as well, is that as soon as Anaadi army, they get the execute, they get the spike down, it's so difficult to eliminate them away from that position. So again, let's see their B bomb side take. Crosshair very close, loses as the first player. There goes the KO, and once again, it's Anaadi army who get multiple kills to start things off. Spike's gonna go down, man advantage with the attackers, and True Rippers, yet again, once more on this retake. So it's Ian Q holding a magnificent angle, gets the headshot. Yeah, almost. It could have not gone his way had he not been careful, but he was. That's the third, and it's all down to Sai yet again.
Ian almost got away from there, but unfortunately Sai's bullets were a little too faster from the handle. Oh, Sai walking into a smoke like that with still your reload coming through. Not the safest of choices, my friend. He again, the only man finding the kills here, CCV. Nobody from True Rippers is able to, pull their weight, and Daffy calls a timeout very quickly. And well, honestly, it should have come a little more quicker, the last round itself, because of the way that they were losing, and only Sai being able to cause the damage that he is. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, we should be expecting the side of True Rippers to probably have some sort of strategy coming, because so far it doesn't really look like it. They are struggling for control. They're struggling for the side of any bomb site, whether it's B main, A main, towards mid. They are absolutely being outclassed. They are letting the side go away to their opponents, and kind of stepping on their own feet here, because the one thing that did happen in the previous round when they had the buy round was when One Tap God and Gorang were towards A main, and Gorang flashed for One Tap God, but One Tap God was being pressured. So there was a bit of miscommunication that I think happened there, and on the basis of that, both of them lost their lives because A short was left empty, and in comes the forces of Anaadi army. They take down One Tap God, and Gorang in that Vines, he couldn't even teleport away because he's completely cornered. He had to fight, lost his life, and now here we are. True Rippers on an eco. One Tap God has got the knives, but it's going to be taken away from him for a couple of seconds. Out comes the showstopper, the second duelist on this map, and his ultimate works the best. Now One Tap God looking for the headshots, but he's being grenaded by both of the grenading agents here. Call them Grenadier General because they both deserve those ranks. Sai's taken out one with his shock dart, and that is Trist, but it still doesn't come close to what True Rippers at the moment need. Look at where Doxer is. What an off angle this is. Shoulder being seen. True Rippers with advantage. They're running in closer, but look at where Ian's sitting. Perfect peak angle for him. Instantly finds the double. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, it should be the end. Paradox with the final kill as the 5th comes in. And Anaadi army do not care about who they've lost in that round because they've got money.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, all Anaadi army really want are more and more rounds to their tally, and they're getting it. True Rippers, it's looking quite weaker from their side. Sai has been putting in the work, but everyone else not quite up to the mark. Not just yet. Crosshair 3, One Tap got 3, Master 2, Gorong still having a similar start to the one he had on the map of Haven. It's a bit dicey for these defenders and Anaadi army. They're not making it any easier after every single round. Right now, it is going to be the null command that goes off. You've got Paradox readied up. Pop flash goes through. One Tap got completely flashed. He has no choice but to stay away from that firefight. The rest of the players of AA were near A main. They were hoping, someone might die, someone might overpeak, and then they could exploit that situation, execute while the KO was getting all the attention on the B bomb side. But that didn't happen. True Rippers, even though there was that null command, they didn't change their side. They didn't change their positions. They didn't rotate anyone over. Nothing along the lines of that happened. They held their ground, and that's what mattered. So, still the defense, it's right as the same as it was a while ago. Meanwhile, Anaadi army, they get their opening, and once again, they ready themselves up for this retake.
Well, they run straight in. That recon. So much value, but nobody to find kills on the back of it. Master pops out, find 2. A great spray down from him,
left.
but just not enough to get the third.
Cover going now.
But he might have just done enough. 2 versus 2. His
Spike
team
planted.
will have a little bit of equality to work with.
Teleport's
I
ready.
don't even want to say advantage. Keeping it at equality would be modest because of their situation at the moment. And Doxa, you gotta check your back end. He's been spotted and he will go down. Damage minimal given to Gorong, and now it is lost. He instantly makes it a 1v1 and it will be Crosshair to win that duel. Lost was not prepared. He was just about to settle his aim and fire down that first bullet. Crosshair was there at a better time. One round after what was quite literally an AA rampage. And finally, True Rippers have a little bit of confidence to work with, and then hence, out comes the operator.
Alright, so operator here. And I mean, at this point of time, you need everything. You need everything that you've got to help yourself get more and more of those round wins. So this time it worked. True Rippers, they've got to keep going with it. And be it the operator, be it the Vandal, the Phantom, yeah, whatever advantage they can gather against Anaadi army, it can be viable. Still, the half can be salvaged. I mean, there's still the opportunity of, True Rippers winning like the next 3 out of the 5 rounds. Three out of the 5 rounds. Getting like a 5-7 scoreline going on over to the attack. It's really manageable, but they've got to put in the work. And to start things off, Anaadi army as well, they've got to make sure they don't commit any mistakes. So the previous round, the execute, it just lacked the time. And even here, Anaadi army are trying to get that opening kill. They're trying to find a place to execute, but with the paranoia hitting and with Crosshair holding that crossfire, it means that True Rippers are still looking very, very solid with their defense. The attackers want to move in. They want to get in the A-bomb side. They will, but it has already costed them a life. And planting the spike is going to get so much more difficult. Crosshair side, swing wide. 2 kills, and now it's Stress all by himself. He gets 1, goes for the, goes for the spray transfer. Doesn't work. 3rd round now for the side of True Rippers.
That almost was a double man spray down from Trist. He gave Gorong a shot to the head, 78 damage that is. But he survives his 44, and now, instantly after losing 2 rounds, AA take a timeout. Try and reconvene what just happened. And it's a good thing even for the side of True Rippers, because even they can talk through. Daffy is giving them a bit of instruction as to what exactly they can try in this round. It's not been going their way this game of Ascent. Even though the side of True Rippers are still in the trenches, belief is what might just get them through.
Okay. So, you know, seeing the players right now, seeing the immense pressure they're under, gotta agree with you, both for the side of True Rippers and even for Anaadi Army, they desperately need a couple more of those rounds. For AA, it's gotta be to, extend that lead even further. For True Rippers, it's to equalize and it's to have that hope to not lose it, like you'd said. And now we start off
You want
with
to play?
another round
Let's
in front of
play.
us. It's going to be all the members of AA right here next to, well, in A main. And they're holding it out. They're just waiting. You've got the Omen. So the Omen smoke can go in. Beautiful shock dart placement. Look at that Ion Q. Left with 80 HP, no armor. He's still going to be peeking wide. And AA will be looking to commit to this execute. But
Amazing!
yeah, it's the chamber with the opener, and now the site is just under control of Anaadi Army.
Oh man, that grenade, the displacement of Sai, and him picking out the right time. What a play from AA. Brilliantly done to find Sai's kill for free. And that is the one man who's been causing all the damage. Now, as they run into the site, a shot being covered up by the operator. And Ion Q is going to keep it simple. One tap god will spam him across that wooden box as it's a 3v4. Time, not their friend at the moment. True Rippers need to find the kills quick. Somebody needs to stick that defuse because these shock darts are going to be problematic. Out it goes. Will try to get the damage done. Will kill him as well. And AA might lose all of their players. But they will be surviving in terms of round victories. 6-3. They've at least sealed the deal of this half. If not for the advantage, at least for equality.
Yeah, they didn't care what happened to their guns. They just wanted that equalization, and they will manage to. So now for True Rippers, what is their economy looking like? It's again, it's shaky. Crosshair will go for the Torde 4. So there is that double operator you had mentioned very briefly a while back. The advantage the Jet has over the Rays, being able to sustain the operator. That's what True Rippers are looking for. Now, one tap. God, excellent. Excellent shot. What a move. Trist is gone. No refrags, nothing from the side of Anaadi Army. The spike is still all the way in attacker spawn. So they're looking for that entry kill. But finding it is going to be so much more difficult. Let's see. Ion Q now is there towards mid. He's trying to go for the bait. He wants Crosshair to fire the Torde force. Crosshairs and everyone is just sitting still. Anaadi Army, they've spent so much time. They've not collected the spike. Where do they want to go? What are their plans?
Well, towards mid, it seems that True Rippers want to make their first step. Brilliant flash and a brilliant quick kill. Didn't even need to teleport away until that very second. And now Crosshair has been smoked off yet again. Sai is holding off a great off angle. It's a battle of the Sovas here.
30 seconds left.
As Lost will get away from that. Even with the secondary weapons that they've got, they still were making it work to Ripper so far. Sai keeping it alive with the Vandal. As Paradox now left in a 1v3, gets one. Paradox looking for more, but time is going away from his hand, is slipping away. He needs to stick this plant, and he's going for the kill when Gorang will settle him with just a classic. A weapon to pick up as well as a very good thrifty, well, sort of thrifty round comes to their hands. With the Hero Vandal and the Hero Operator, add that with the Tour de Force as well. Job well done for True Rippers to try and get this half a little bit closer than what could have been.
Absolutely. It's so much better for the side of True Rippers right now. It could have been so much more worse with the momentum AA were looking to move forward with, but True Rippers have shut everything down. This round should very well be theirs. One tap god yet again starts things off. It's the operator. Previously it was Trist, now it's Doxer as the primary casualty. Not even 10 seconds into the action phase. No trades, no refrags. Anaadi Army are struggling. True Rippers have got this under wraps. Oh, Master, he will be good for 1 kill. He's got the support of Crosshair. And yeah, Anaadi Army, I mean, there's not
One
much you
enemy
can do. It's
remaining.
upgraded pistols anyways. It is going to be a good win for the side of True Rippers. 5th round now, and exactly what we
round
talked
before
about.
the switch.
5-7 shouldn't be all too bad. If they can equalize the half, it'll be so much better, and True Rippers will still be in this fight. It's all up to AA now in their final full buy to have some sort of advantage for themselves.
Yeah, and this is the story repeating yet again from the previous map. It did end out 6-6,
Yeah.
and it gave the side of AA the pretty much the bare minimum that they needed to head into the second half, which is to settle it 0-0 essentially. Fight for another 12 rounds for the advantage. This time though, one tap God perfectly sets himself up for success, gets one and runs away. Even though he went for the second peak, doesn't really work in his favor, but he's done enough. It is the last round after all, so every bit of commitment that the side of AA can do, they're gonna have to do it right now. And given that Lost has a pretty good ultimate and Trist can pick one up for himself if he gets one ultimate orb, and will be probably able to find a kill. Sai, no, Sai, no. What just happened, Sai? No way. Oh man, one tap God will do what
Spike
Sai
down,
couldn't.
B.
But the spike's heading towards B either way. Oh man, that was heartbreaking to watch. But here comes out the ultimate from the side of the attack. Far too late, Lost. Even though he gets one kill, he's left alone. His teammates will fall, and so will he. One tap God. The impact in this round was brilliant, as True Rippers will
Switching
stabilize.
sides.
True Rippers will indeed stabilize and equalize this half. So it was looking quite rough for them at the start. They were trailing. It was 1-5 the score, but then in the final 6 rounds, they themselves won 5 and only gave a single away to Anaadi Army. Beautiful comeback, but the job is not yet done. And again, I mean, this looks like Haven all over again. At the end of the first half, Sai had like 20 kills, and at the bottom, Gorang had 0. Now Sai's got 16, Gorang's got 4. Same numbers. And it's the equal half again. It's the equal score. Thing was on Haven. As soon as the second half started, Anaadi Army were just on a different dimension. They were on another level, and True Rippers, they were not able to stop what had happened, and they had ended up losing 9-13. So for now, many similar discussions I'm sure will be taking place in this 1-minute tactical timeout that both of the teams will be receiving, and they'll be going over what to do and what not to do. But with mirror comps as well, keeping in mind these are, I mean, yeah, except for the duelist, there's a change. But with these mirror compositions, now the fact that the first half has been 6-6, I don't think there'll be a major change in the second half. Considering strategically both of the teams are playing similar, it's up to True Rippers. If they go for a different, a lot more in your face kind of strategy, it can work out better or worse. We gotta see. But Anaadi's attacks, with them being very slow, with them taking so much time to find that entry kill, then get the spike, then rotate over, then plant, it was very time consuming, and it kind of gave the play away, the members of TR. If True Rippers can somehow avoid that and do something different, it'll be a whole lot better.
Yep, it definitely will be, because now Anaadi Army are going to play this very meticulously. They, on the defense, are something to be feared, that's for sure. And given that they have a Raze, who's going to be, probably the most impactful out of them all in terms of utility usage, that grenade along that with Paddocks, the KO, this is going to be a nightmare for True Rippers. It's not going to be able to find a counter for it. Mid is where they're attacking. The recon clears up most of this region. The trap destroyed as well, as the B side has been split. They did have a heavy commitment on A, so this was a B retake either way. And now, without almost any damage on either side, it is a 5v5 straight up the front post-plant situation.
Spike planted.
Yeah, Anaadi Army, they've given up the site, readying themselves up for this retake. is going to work out. So, Truripper's already aware. Defenders are going to push in from every single angle possible. Market, defender spawn, B main. Cross against the opener. Immediately traded out. And look at that from Paradox. He's got the support of his teammate, but Master shuts everyone down alongside the help. A one-tap god. Trurippers, hold on. And Anaadi army, they took a big gamble in this pistol round by going for the retake. It does not work. They need to contest the site. They need to contest the bomb site from within is the lesson. They should be taking it. Because, yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was just because of the pistols or having little to no utility there. Trurippers, they won so many of those gunfights. Their positioning was really good. The crossfires were set up. And it allows Trurippers to head on forward into their anti-eco with good guns and looking to get a 2-round advantage.
Initial utility from the side of the attack does seem to be towards mid yet again, but they changed their approach as they head in towards A shot. And this A stack, by the way, is very well read from the side of AA. They're going to keep this as close as possible, but damage has been dealt to multiple players on the side of the defense. One of them going down as we speak. Doctor finds his life taken away, and so does Zayan, as Sai is absolutely going on another haywire spree. One tap god will find 2 of his own as Trurippers quickly settle down this anti-eco round. And now, for the full buy to come in from the defense. Where will this lead? There is a Vandal that could be played as the hero on the hands of one tap god. He stepped up quite a bit in this game. 13 and 6 he is on. So he's done a good job of keeping his team, you know, believing in him. But if you do look at the overall situation, Master and Gorang, especially Gorang, still need to kind of pull a lot more of their weight.
True. You know, maybe it's just, you know, I think this may be the first match Gorang is playing with Truripper. This could be the nerves. Whatever it is, he's got to step up to the plateau. Ion Q right now misses a couple of his shots, still lands many of them. Not to mention, there's going to be Doxer and Lost who get their fair share of kills. So Trurippers in this bonus round, they're looking a little bit shaky. Doxer from within the bomb site. TP's away. Paradox sees a player. Swing, counter strafe, swing, counter strafe. He's waiting and waiting and waiting, and it's just going to be just secure. The second last kill. So Sai, Showman, all alone. Nah, won't be able to close it out. Anaadi army are back into it. They get their 7th round. They went for the full buy. They lost a couple of their players. They lost 2 of their rifles. It's still not the end of the world. It absolutely isn't. It's going to be now 5 rifles full armor for both of these teams. Oh, well, for Anaadi army, okay, actually, it's going to be half armor on a couple of their players, the ones that died in the previous round. They got to figure that out, but still only a slight disadvantage. Without ultimates, these players will have to rely a lot on their mechanical skill to win round number 16.
Indeed, and look at this ultra fast play from one tap god, but he loses his life, and of course, the chamber runs away almost killed. He's on 5 HP. And the fact that IonQ survived that is a magical mystery of its own. 5 versus 4. Trurippers might have the site, but they don't have men to fight with as much as they would have hoped. In goes the retake. Grenades being dropped down. Oh, that's a brilliant grenade from Triss to clear out that right angle. Now they're all coming on the back of a flash. And there comes the cavalry. What a play.
Whoa.
What a play from AA. And it's just left on the side. Who's trying to spam across the smoke, and he will get the diffuser. He's found 2 kills. The recon works in his favor, but not enough for him to pick up a weapon and start firing what comes first in front of his eyes, which was Lost, who finds his frag. 8 and 8. Back to level scores we are going, and with this, the side of Trurippers are on an eco. This is dangerous territory here, CCV. They could be slipping up.
Oh, it is for the side of Trurippers right now. The score is equalized. Eco it is. Ultimates, I mean, Ultimates, I mean, Sai has got the Hunter's Fury. I don't think he'll be brought out. All AA need to make sure they don't lose too many of their lives. They don't give away freebies. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful first kill by Lost. That's, you know, one of the danger players off the board on the side of TR. They have no choice but to back off. So interesting that in their full-on eco, they're taking a slow loot. Why is IonQ? No, don't. Yeah. I was just going to say it. For IonQ, don't push up into attacker territory. They've got great weapons for close quarter gunfights, and they are playing up close and personal, huddled up together. The last thing you want to do is go right up next to them. You will lose your life. You will lose your rifle. Do not give these guns to True Rippers members. Anaadi army gotta make sure that is indeed the case. So True Rippers ready for the site execution. One tap god. He's got the blade storm. He's looking, and a beautiful right click headshot allows him to pick up that phantom and allows True Rippers to yet again take the site control.
Yeah, but the problem with this is they're all in there. And this is known by the side of AA. They know that all the players are in towards this site. And Sai's ultimate actually goes to nothing. Paradox finds one. And out comes the null command. One tap god might find one. Make that two actually. As somehow the pistols make their job done. 1v2. Paradox. He's got flash to work with. But he's actually going for Gorang's kill here. Time is of the essence. Gorang should expect this, but they don't know where exactly this man is. And Paradox comes out to cluster round. Does he have time? Yes, he does. Just about does. Yeah. Does he? It's gonna be really close.
Does.
Oh, 25 milliseconds as the second circle appeared just in time for him to find the round. Well done, Paradox. That was very close because AA should have had that in the bag. But a classic from One Tap God. He ripped him to shreds somehow.
Alright, dude. You gotta realize these retakes are so much more tougher than what meets the eye. So they have to focus on that. They've got to make sure. As for the side of True Rippers, yeah, full buy for them. They can't give this round up. No, absolutely not. I get, even if they lose, they'll have enough to go for yet another full buy because, again, round loss bonus will be with them. They'll be getting plenty more credits per player, but they can't just because of the fact that too much of the advantage will be given to the side of Anaadi army, just because of the fact that it is going to be double digits for them. As we have a look at the players, yet again, we can see that, yeah, I mean, they're ready. They're in the zone. They're communicating with each other, but they're all in their homes. And I had said this point yesterday. Wouldn't be so much better, universe, if these players could be next to each other in a on a stage in front of a live audience. Man, if there was only an opportunity for that, I guess we'll have to wait till August for something like that to happen. For now, these players, they're still in the comfort of their home, but they don't have the luxury of being on a stage just yet. They will if they move on forward towards the group stages. They be in the top 4. Everyone will be there at the LAN. So, who is it going to be? Who will be the final team closing out this 8-team battle? We are still figuring it out. True Rippers and Anaadi army. They're here, and it is going to be True Rippers in their full buy. Lost, Hunter's Fury tags a couple of the players. That's about it. And True Rippers are forced back before they execute once more.
Doxer, perfect angle. He's got one. Trish finds another. This crossfire is so good, and Doxer just shuts them all down. Doxer! He just wide peeks A main, and nobody's able to kill him. Yep, take all the timeouts. True Rippers, you need it. Because that was absolutely unexpected. One man just shuts you down like it was nothing, standing on that little corner over there. And he was so well positioned, so well set up. Nobody saw him there. The person on site, which was, I believe, was Lost, who peeked out. And he saw towards A shot to try and bait him out. Triss came in at the right time to get a kill as well. And Doxer was just absolutely invisible in that spot. So the minute he found the first kill towards A shot, he swung out wide and he got the remaining kills on towards A main. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Now with that, ladies and gentlemen, the side of True Rippers in very, very big trouble. Their money is just not in the bag here, and if they lose this, they're gonna be giving away match point almost. Hence, they are going for the semi-buy. They're going for the couple of sheriffs and a hero vandal at the best. Crosshair has his ultimate ready if he picks up the ultimate orb. So he's going towards B to do that. Will he be stopped? No, it seems. As True Rippers, they're approaching towards mid on their attack. And Paradox spots out both of them. Brilliant piece of information from him. As they can now get ready for this mid push. The trap has slowed them down for a couple of more seconds as well. Gorong
You want to play?
Alone with
perfect
the spike.
positioning, but he's gonna be absolutely blindsided.
Alone
Both
with the
these
spike.
players are. They know exactly where Gorong is. The grenade's gonna throw him off his mark. And a lot of utility wasted to just kill one person, but it's still one because it's spike.
Spike.
Oh no!
Yeah, exactly. Gorong was all alone with the spike and True Rippers. This side push will be all for nothing because the spike is in attacker's spawn. Anaadi army have control of it. Oh boy. Oh, True Rippers. No, no, no. Alright. So it is going to be yet another round that A would like to close out. Not before Sai has a couple of things to say and a couple of shots to fire. Now, he is shot down by Ayan Q. Anaadi army. 11 rounds right now. I mean, for True Rippers, Universe, this is their final full buy. This is it. This is make or break right here. If they don't secure this next round, it's over. It's wraps. True Rippers need the best execute they can gather, they can muster up. Now, sadly for them, Gorong's the only one as the Omen who's got the ultimate readied up. There is not going to be the Hunter's Fury just yet. No null command. That was so useful. But the previous time it was used, AA still managed to win the round. Doctor, Paranoia,
so good.
Peaks, and there's another foot rest. Oh, wait. What is
He's
happening
pushed
to
in from mid. They've done the
True
mid split
Ripples.
push from defense. And it works out perfectly. The knife will detect one. But they know that Sai is here as well. And that's exactly why Ion Q does not want to really give away too much. He's just playing this safe. Make sure that nobody's behind him. As the spike actually is towards B main, but they're letting it go for some reason.
Enemy remaining.
Ion's taken out the penultimate kill. The last one's on site as Sai will find at least one complimentary frag. As again, this man reaches the number 25
Spikes here.
alone.
Mhm.
Sai has been performing out of his goddamn mind today.
That is true.
But individually, there's
But-
only so much you can do.
Exactly. I was waiting for that. I was waiting for the bot and then follow on. And sadly for True Rippers, yeah. And previously for Sai, you know, unfortunately he used to be in M42 Esports. We've seen their performance many a time here at the Esports Club as well. But that got disbanded. He joined True Rippers. True Rippers as well, suffering through many player and roster changes recently. And now they are at the mercy of Anaadi army. All that True Rippers had managed, being in the qualifier finals of the first qualifier up against Revenant Esports. They had to forfeit that. Couldn't register. Here in the wildcards, the one best of three they had, now a single round away from being eliminated. They're hanging by a thread. And Anaadi army, they've had a barn burner of a match. And they want to burn away all loose ends. So, it is going to be a Yarn Q. One chamber gets rid of another. True Rippers want to go for a B take. It is going to be from the shadows from Gorong. He goes back into the bomb site. True Rippers are ready to now get the site control. But Anaadi army, the retake is on.
Spike planted.
Well, here we go. Towards the B side is the retake coming in. Trist will not be able to find his mark, but Dox as well. Sai gets two. And they know one's in the smoke. One back of side. Sai will constantly keep fighting for this match. As he puts up the 9th round all by his lonesome. 2 with the Hunter's Fury. And 2 with his weapon in hand. He's up to 30 again. He's got 60 kills in 2 maps.
Yup. Is it enough though, Universe? Is it enough? Universe, remind me, what was the score on Haven?
9 and 13.
What's the score right now?
Well, it looks like it could head in that direction.
Uh-huh.
Towards
What was
B is the
Ty's
full
score on
force.
Haven
Yeah,
as well? Yeah, yeah.
bloody kills. Full force commitment towards B as they've got cross it. Really close to seeing the bright light in the sky, but he will survive just about with his life hanging by a thread. Double A find a very aggressive Sai and he's left the world. And that might just be the end of the world of True Rippers in the Challenger Series. Gorang holding on for as long as he possibly can on that ledge. As Anaadi army have everything. They've got kills, they've got information, and they've got absolutely everyone working to their best. Ladies and gentlemen, our second finalist and the one team that can still make it to the group stages. Anaadi army beating the side of True Rippers 2-0.
Defenders win.
Beautiful performance from Anaadi Army right here. Nice try from True Rippers, but that just wasn't it. It wasn't their day. I mean, today just wasn't their day. And
Indeed.
sadly, True Rippers are going to be another team to leave the Challenger Series. So now we've got a total of 9 teams remaining in the Challenger Series. Out of them, 7 have confirmed their spots. The final 2 teams, Team Punished and Anaadi Army, they'll be fighting it out later tomorrow to determine which will be the final team moving on forward into the group stages starting the 25th of July. But for the time being, what a best of 3 we've seen. 22 rounds first map, 22 rounds second map. Unfortunately,
Absolutely.
Icebox will not be brought out. And AA take, I'm not going to say comfortable wins, but rather not very, very difficult wins. Like if True Rippers got going, there was no stopping them. But it was so far and few in between where True Rippers were really in that element that Anaadi Army was simply able to overpower them and overwhelm them with their own kills, with their utilities. I mean, let's just have a look at the highlights and we'll see for ourselves. The first half started off really strongly for Anaadi Army after the initial couple of rounds, but True Rippers went for that comeback. They got more and more rounds, and before you know it, they had salvaged the first half. It was 6-6. It was even Stevens. But in the second half, just like on Haven, don't know what happened. Anaadi Army was just looking so much more better, so much more comfortable.
Indeed. They again the second half from Anaadi army. Absolutely brilliant. They knew exactly what they had to do. They just wanted that first half to end at the bare minimum of 6-6. And after that, it was just the side of True Rippers kind of slipping their way.
Yep. So, True Rippers, they went off, unfortunately, for their side. They have been sent off from the tournament. Great run that they had. Unfortunate, really unfortunate that circumstances out of the control and, circumstances outside of the maps and the games as well that led them to be in this situation with the roster changes with Gorang just coming in, playing what I believe was his first best of 3, was his first broadcasted professional match in this roster. I could be wrong. There may have been some other instances of that. But yeah, no matter what, the circumstances were just so difficult for True Rippers to overcome. Not to mention the added pressure that Anaadi Army and they've been creating. I mean, these guys, they've been making waves for so much more longer. They've defeated so many of these top tier teams right now against win streak, and so on and so forth. Every single time we see AA, you never really know what's going to happen. It's always a Pandora's box opening up and watching their matches because either they do so well or they're just shy of those wins. But it's always entertaining nonetheless. And it is going to be very interesting seeing them battle it out against Team Punished. If Anaadi Army do make it to the group stages, then them facing off against the best South Asia's got to offer, that'll be even more interesting. But yeah, for the time being, really, really nice try from True Rippers. Tough luck, but they depart from the Challenger Series.
Yeah, they most certainly do. True Rippers had a pretty great run, but the run ends right here. They've had their ups and downs, and quite honestly, True Rippers need a reset. and they need a big reset, and that will come in the next time, hopefully, that they participate in the Challenger Series or any other IPs of the Esports Club. But Sai, yet again, this man, 30-17 this time, 385 ACS. Just insane stuff overall. What a game it's been from him. And on the other end, a team effort. Look at that 17, 16, 17, 16, 14. It's one man army against an entire army for real.
True. Amazing performance from side. Just again wasn't enough this time as well. Previously, he had an average combat score of 391 as the Sova. Here it's 385. Very consistent. Right here, Doxer as well. 17 kills. Trist, I mean, as the entry fragger, as the solo duelist, you'd imagine he gets more, but that's fine, man. Everyone in Anaadi was putting in the kills. It's not like, for the side of Trist, he had a bad performance. Just everyone just up their standards. Everyone got those kills. So excellent stuff right here. And for True Rippers, this will be it. But Anaadi Army, yeah, tomorrow they ready themselves up. One final best of 3. If they win it, they'll have a day's break before matches start up again. But speaking of the matches, speaking of the maps, speaking of the results that have happened in the past, let's have a look at the veto. Haven 13-9, won by Anaadi Army. Ascent 13-9, won by AA again. Icebox is not going to be there. So it was a lot more about, it wasn't about the maps. Rather, it was just Anaadi were having a more consistent and better performance with their whole roster than the side of True Rippers. That was essentially the main theme of this. The main theme of this best of 3, if I'd like to put it like that.
That is true. And I really believe that Anaadi Army have a chance here. They will be facing off a team that they know. They will be facing off Team Punished. And overall, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow's final is going to be very, very interesting. So far, we've had no finals. We've had semi-finals only to decide one team, one team, one team, one team. This is going to be the proper final, but this is just one final of another one to come. Many more to come. Particularly one, which is going to be on the 14th of August. And if you want to be there for that final, make sure that you find yourself in Bangalore. Find yourself the tickets down below in the description. Check out the pinned comment as well. Go to our website. Check on our socials. We've got it everywhere. You make it to Bangalore and, well, make sure that if you do, you head on to Manfor Convention Center. If at all you're coming here for any purposes as well, we will give you, hopefully, the best gaming experience as a festival at the TEC Arena. It's going to be amazing. And it's, again, not the only thing that's going to be is this Valorant final. There's going to be a lot more events running side by side to this. There's going to be a community cup of the Valorant with a prize pool of 150,000. So if you are just, looking around to play in Bangalore and have a LAN experience yourself, get yourself there. You've got 150,000 prize pool, which means you can win some big money. And if you do, then you also will be able to watch your favorite players, meet your favorite players, big influencers, and of course, a lot of other action that's going to be happening at the arena. For all of that, one click on the link below, one register, get yourself free. Of course, it is free. So make sure you get yourself to Bangalore. We will hopefully see you on 12th, 13th, and 14th August. And if you do have what it takes, maybe you can win that community cup as well. But for the moment, it is Anaadi Army who've got what it takes, and they have made themselves available to the grand final of the wild card. Will they go through tomorrow against Team Punished? We will find out. But for today, ladies and gentlemen, that's about what the story has been. True Rippers are out, but that doesn't mean that this is going to be the last we're going to see of them. We will see them soon, and we will see you soon, as you guys should go check out the products from AMD Ryzen and of course Windows 11 as the best OS, and Crucial, who give the best storage as well as the fastest booting speeds of a PC. Get all of that and maybe you can be the next Challenger Series. And until then, we'll be catching you all very soon in the grand final tomorrow, as the Challenger Series will return with its final group stage member.
the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.